G'day ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hope you guys have had a fantastic Christmas and New Year, but we're jumping straight into it today's video. Activision is worse than you think, and well, since creating content on YouTube more frequently, I've decided to go back and do a little bit of digging, a little bit of research on previous Call of Duty titles, piecing together the narrative in Call of Duty's decline and the questionable practices of multiplayer, mainly the exploitation of the human psychology for financial gain and the breed addiction in players using manipulative matchmaking instead of making this game what it is, which is fun. That being said, though, this goes on within the Call of Duty thing. The more I realize how far Call of Duty has really fallen, I understand to a degree the game companies now have a lot more going on behind closed doors. That's what meets the eye. Well, then what meets the eye? I feel like kind of like Optimus Prime there when I say that. But moving on from that one. Now, what seems like such a fun game actually has so many cracked out systems running in the background just to work against you, tailoring your experience to be as manipulative and addictive as possible, so you spend unfathomable amounts of time and money on the game. Not to mention that even companies themselves lack transparency, even though that they say that they'll give us some, yet we're met with absolute silence. Okay, now it's the biggest slap in the face to us Call of Duty players, the OGs. Nowadays, I find myself here in January struggling to find and want to jam on after the game, after the holiday season, because I'm met with ridiculous skill-based matchmaking. Now, that being said, it's been very manipulative, and I thought I'd have some slack being cut, being AFK for nearly about 2 weeks now, and nope, no way. Straight back into it, and you'll see this gameplay. I'm just getting absolutely railed. Now, I'm going pretty hard here, but to them, we're just numbers. Returning ones, new ones, numbers, to buy the game, cosmetics. They seem to have no regard for us, simply wanting to just enjoy the game. Now, we want to vibe out with the fellas and not sweating 24/7, but having to purchase bundles to make the game experience more enjoyable. So let's put tinfoil hat on here. Here we go. Adjusting our hitbox size, bullet damage per second, and even packet loss, ping, things like that. Now, let me enlighten you why it's worse than what we think. If they gave a shit about us, they would they absolutely make sure that every match is optimized properly and fairly. Now, we're in 2024, goddammit, and all our pings still vary. I understand that comes down to like the fiber optics and all that type of shit in there, but surely there's a way that a $69 billion company can sort that stuff out. Now, my matches I play with a solid Ethernet cable, and that's fiber to the premise. So I have some good net. It's brand new cable. Now, I get good ping, but randomly times it spikes, and I can see that in the top left-hand side of my screen. You can see up the top left over there, with the counter going on over there. So, but look, there's things that I have learned from engagements as a competitive player coming up against little Timmy, who is new and a bit of a burger, and has some spirit, but not learned to have the competitive bone in their body yet. Whilst I'm going in hard, it discredits me, which I lose the engagement, making me more hungry to come back, win some games, gunfight. Oh, here we go. I'm dancing. Woo-hoo. Dancing on the dance floor. And gunfights I want to do to prove to myself that I'm good and can frag out. Now, meanwhile, you have little Timmy sucking over there in the corner, and they reward him with easy kills, quick time to kill. So he sticks around, buys skins, tells his friends on like a chat or school about it when he goes to school about limited time skins, get the hype going, and that's how the cogs turn. That's how the big money cow, the cash cow, is milked. Now, they'd rather an addictive matchmaking high ping shit packet loss and Nicki Minaj skins running around slide canceling like, yeah, that's right. Their pink tight as hell pants to the fat ass slide canceling. Yeah, ridiculous. That experience, instead of having a good time, chilling with mates after work, school, uni, whatever, genuinely just enjoying the game. Now, we kind of did, but the honeymoon phase is now. It's getting to the very end, the last bit of the tether. Now, why do they keep trying to fix the game mechanics that aren't broken or bad? Well, still trying to come up with new stuff doesn't work for COD. Okay, we kind of understand that. Now, I get it. I totally get it. Some things have. The weapon systems have been great and the weapon tuning and stuff, but it is very complicated. I understand that those things work, but the staples, like they changed the tac map, restrict the movement so you can't slide around a bunny hop, such as the jumping ADS penalty. All attachments like sacrifice ADS speed and make recoil control uncontrollable. Additionally, screen shaking and muzzle flash, like that's absolutely chalked. Now, that makes the game proper proper poopy. Okay, it's not good. Now, the spawns are complete garbage. They deliberately change the spawns so they can add, you know, like revenge spawns where players spawn behind you, or they spawn ages away from you. Like, you know, you spawn ages away, taking your momentum out of the game. Or on small maps, you literally spawn in people's gunfire. And hard scopes where you're just spawning into someone's hard scope, or a grenade just lands on you. Like, it's just... Like, what is that? What is that, son? Now, don't tell me that this is because, oh, Jacko, it's Rust. Oh, Jacko, it's shipment. Blah, blah, blah. Nah, that's bullshit. Okay? That's bullshit. Now, that's not how it worked on previous titles. I can tell you that much. You know, there is some kind of methods to the madness. And unlike how it is to help out little Timmy, no thumbs do well and feel good about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Now, who came up with this fog in Warzone as well? Like, what the who came up with that shit? Who? I can... Dude, honestly, bro. Honestly. Now, there's a rumor that there's skill-based fog matchmaking. That, you know, what the... Imagine, like, in the meeting, like, Bob's like, hey, guys, what about some fog, for, you know, to ruin the clarity for some of the good players compared to the bad players? Like, what is that, bro? What is that? Piss off, Bob. Now, the lack of communication seems to be worrying. Okay, and I'll tell you why. It was looking good at the start of the year. Replies, comments, Trello boards, etc. now have changed. Zap, gone. Just in a flash. Gone skis. Okay, I don't know if that's because the devs are on holidays and Nigel, who is in charge of the Trello board, isn't in the office and doesn't let anyone do his job because they're insecure about their job and they might get fired. Or I've been there, done that. You know, in the office spaces, it's pretty chalked. It's pretty chalked. Now, where's the transparency gone? What is happening there? Now, they did a Q&A a while back. I think it was like early December, where on Reddit they did a Q&A where the community wanted to ask some questions. They literally only got questions about skill-based matchmaking, so they made their first ever statement about it, which I've talked about previously in early December, where they said that they'd address it in a few weeks into Season 1. Yet, here we are weeks into Season 1, and we have nothing but crickets. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit chalked. Not a big fan about that, about that one. And I think that speaks louder and in volumes than, you know, them stating it, because their silence just proves their methods are not in our best interest. Now, all legitimate questions, though, were unanswered and left in the dark, like they always will do, and they're going to stay there, and they're never going to ever address those situations, those issues, those actual genuine questions. Now, like, you know, such as, like, there's things like the armory system was changed after people found it annoying and hard to use, so that was changed very fast. Snake shots were vaulted within 24 hours in Warzone. Like, that was broken as shit. But when it comes to this type of stuff, silence! Like, I just don't understand it. I don't understand that. Now, they can't afford to acknowledge the system because I guess they might be guilty about their system, but Sledgehammer Game can't talk about it, as Activision is kind of, you know, giving them the bit of the strong arm there, and they're strong arming pretty hard. Now, other games do this as well, like, you know, updates for seasons out of players didn't like it, such as Fortnite. They were all reverted, and the player base was happy within 24 hours. Now, these things are possible, and they are definitely achievable, but they just don't want to, or they can't due to the strong army Activision has over the devs. Now, I'm making this video because I'm passionate, and I've played the game since Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare back in 2007 on the Wii. Okay, I'm an OG. Now, I want this game to work, and I want to have kids one day, maybe, and play with them. Yet it's becoming harder and harder to fathom that, and to do it when it's so slow and it's so not transparent, and it's just, Call of Duty is always going to be there, but I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried about it, and it's one of those games where it's just working the psychology and just going in hard on people trying to, like, hit the shop and all those types of things as well. Now, Activision has been totally overworking their devs for sure. This game is supposed to be out as a DLC, I believe, but then the news was given to them that all they had to do was complete this and turn it around within 16 months of a new premium title had to be created from the ground up, which is less than half the time they took to develop Modern Warfare 2 last year than the last devs. And they also had less developers. I think they had like so last game they had about 1,000 developers. This game they had way less than that. So these guys, props to them for making this game. But it ain't all that bad. It really ain't all that bad. But I think, my main point is that it's proof that they're all about the money and stretching resources thinly in the space. And it's a shame. As a passionate Call of Duty fan for over, I guess, 15 years, it's really sad to see that this is what the game is, and the state of the game has come to this, and I can't really fathom it. I just can't come to terms to grip that the game has become like this, and it's really sad to see for someone like myself who is passionate about the game and does have a big desire and love and passion for the game that wants it to survive and thrive, which I don't think it's doing because it's slowly declining. Player numbers are going down and everything like that. But look, guys, I'll see you guys on the next one. Be safe, stay strong, and as always, boom, baby. Peace.